Welcome to my world.
Every Monday night, down at the Grandview Hotel in Melbourne, music's by Harry Williams and the Country Outcasts. Harry uses these club nights to develop the talents of young Aboriginal kids, getting them up on stage while he prefers to take a back seat. Although he's one of around 100,000 Aboriginals who live in cities and towns throughout Australia, Harry's always wanted to get to know the tribal people. Being a professional musician, he proposed taking his group for a series of concerts among the tribal communities of Central Australia. OK, mate, well, I'll fix you a ticket from Brisbane. Harry wanted a mate of his from Sydney to be the drummer. His name was Mac Silver, so a message was sent off from Mac to call me as soon as possible about the trip. Harry and Mac had worked together regularly over the years, and Mac had the added advantage of being a great singer. Mac had a club engagement in Brisbane, of all places, so we arranged for him to join us in Alice Springs. Lou, these are the tickets for Hermannsburg. I'd been asked to arrange the tour for Harry and the Country Outcasts by the Aboriginal Arts Board. This was a great opportunity to do something different. Instead of again bringing tribal singers, dancers and artefacts to the city, this time it would be a group of city Aboriginals entertaining the tribal people of Central Australia. Something that had never been done before.
The people in the centre are different. In a way, what I mean different is that they still have their culture. And what I'm working on now is the white man's culture. The Western music, country Western guitars and things like that. And that background, we're still trying to find our culture. We're going to perform among my own people out on the missions and the Aboriginal reserves. And we've been performing in hotels and night spots here in the cities. And to go up there and perform among your own people is really one of the greatest things I think could happen to any one of us. And I'm very excited about that. And also I'm wondering too how many people are going to take it. They'd probably be wondering why, you know, not playing the didgeridoo and doing the old tribal dances and that.
After Harry formed the Country Outcasts, we travelled to the small outback towns where not very many people out there have ever seen entertainers. So we thought we'd give it a try. And it was really way out in the outback. It was very hot and dry and dusty weather. And they're screaming for entertainers to go out there. But whether others will follow us out, I don't know. But we really love it.
When we went on the tour, we met Auriel Andrews for the first time. Auriel from Alice Springs. And we'll be looking forward to meeting Auriel and a couple of the boys from Sydney there in Adelaide. Then it will be from there straight to Alice Springs. And the excitement will be really on.
It's been 5 years since I've been back to Alice Springs. I haven't seen my brothers and sisters since then, and all their children. I probably won't recognise them because out here they grow up so quick. And it's going to be great to see them. So I know there's going to be a big crying scene. The little fella, my son Reuben, they haven't seen him yet. This is his first trip back to Alice. For Serena, it's like coming home again. The same for me. It's to come home to Alice Springs, it's going to be really something. Serena looks very much like me when I was a little girl. I used to love going for little walks. I suppose being Aboriginal, you do go for lots of walks. But My mother had told me about the Kadacha man. It's sort of like what the white people call a ghost type of thing. If we were naughty, Mum would say, the Kadacha man will get you. And we were terribly afraid of it. I'd look up and then I'd be thinking, there must be a Kadacha man behind that tree. And I'd take off for home. You know, being only a little girl, everything looks a lot bigger. And, you know, I'd stand there and watch all the Aboriginal people walking past. At that time, it didn't mean anything to me then. But now, when I see the Aboriginal people living down on the Todd River, it breaks my heart because my people shouldn't be sleeping in the river beds. But we're gradually doing things for them. And the time will come when colour won't mean anything. It's what's in your heart that counts, not the colour of your skin. Well, I said there'd be a few tears. And while I was crying my eyes out, Ted was welcoming Harry, Wilga and Buster. Then we got into the car and went to the park where the first concert was to be held.
Throw the gear in, yeah. Away we go. Well, this concert's the big one because it's at the start of the tour. Unless we get a big crowd here, the thing won't pay for itself financially. But if we can get 2,000, it'll be nice because we need to establish the commercial viability of tours like this in order to undertake further tours by groups like the Country Outcasts in other remote areas of Australia. And the problems are immense. Mac, the drummer, had to come from Brisbane via Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide to Alice Springs, a total distance of about 3,500 miles, all in the one day. But we also had to fly in sound gear because Alice Springs is a very small, remote place. Total population about 12,000. And we had to fly this in from Adelaide, which again is over 1,000 miles away, and $1,000 air freight payable. And so we get along here to set up this afternoon, and there's no power, and so we had to whip in a couple of electricians. But here we are now with an hour and a half to go, and we're relaxed. It's a lovely clear Central Australian evening, and hopefully we'll be able to put on a very good concert for the crowd.
Well, you get up in the morning, you hear the work bell ring, yeah, yeah, and I march you to the table. You'll see the same old thing. There ain't no food up on the table. Ain't no fork up in the pie. But you better not complain, boy. You'll get in trouble with the man. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me. Yonder comes Miss Roselle. How the world should know by the way she wears her apron.